Welcome back to Health Neighborhood, your source for the latest health and fitness information. Today, we're covering the top 9 cancer-causing foods. Did you know that cancer is one of the top causes of death around the world? However, studies claim that simple lifestyle changes like following a well-balanced diet could stop 30% to 50% of all cancers. You see, nutrition is considered to play a vital role with cancer. Some foods are worse than others. What's more, some of these are raising your risk of many diseases. Cancer is one of the worst. However, eating those cancer-causing foods regularly can also result in chronic inflammation, diabetes, heart disease, and so much more. In this video, we will cover the top 9 cancer-causing foods you must avoid. What causes cancer? Knowing the potential causes of cancer comes down to knowing the causes of DNA and gene mutations. Chemicals, viruses, smoking, chronic inflammation, hormones, obesity, radiation, and several other factors have been linked to cancer. Here are the top 9 cancer-causing foods you must avoid. Number 1. Processed and red meat. If you're a meat lover, you've probably heard the news by now. A recent oncology report says that processed meats like hot dogs, ham, and sausage cause colon cancer, and that red meat is probably the cause of the disease as well. The link between certain types of meat and some forms of cancer, particularly colon cancer, isn't new. Scientific evidence has been accumulating for decades that colon cancer is more common among people who eat the most red meat and processed meat. Red meat includes beef, veal, pork, lamb, mutton, horse, and goat. Processed meat is meat preserved by smoking, curing, salting, or adding chemical preservatives. Examples of processed meat include bacon, ham, sausage, and hot dogs. The International Agency for Research on Cancer, the IARC, evaluated more than 800 studies that looked at the association of cancer with eating processed meat or red meat. The studies looked at more than a dozen types of cancer in populations with diverse diets over the past 20 years. Experts have long warned of the dangers of certain chemicals used to cure meat, such as nitrites and nitrates, which the body converts into cancer-causing compounds. The study showed that a pesco-vegetarian diet dominated by fruits and vegetables and including a moderate amount of fish is associated with a 45% reduced risk for colorectal cancers compared to people whose diets included meat. Number 2. Alcohol. Alcohol consumption has been linked to an increased risk of various types of cancer. A combined analysis of more than 200 studies assessing the link between alcohol and various types of cancers sought to investigate this association in more detail. This meta-analysis found that alcohol most strongly increased the risks for cancers of oral cavity, pharynx, esophagus, and larynx. Statistically significant increases in risk also existed for cancers of the stomach, colon, rectum, liver, female breast, and ovaries. Several mechanisms have been postulated through which alcohol may contribute to an increased risk of cancer. Concurrent tobacco use, which is common among drinkers, enhances alcohol's effects on the risk for cancers of the upper digestive and respiratory tract. Number 3. Processed foods. If you worry about ever getting cancer, you might want to pass on the processed foods at your supermarket. A 10% dietary increase in packaged snacks, fizzy drinks, sugary cereals, and other highly processed foods boosts the risk of cancer by 12%, new research suggests. Breast cancer in particular was associated with greater consumption of mass-produced, ultra-processed foods, according to the study. While these foods may taste great, they're often loaded with sugar, salt, and fat. They also lack vitamins, fiber, and other nutritional value. But nutritional value might not explain the observed heightened cancer risk, researchers said. In several developed countries, ultra-processed foods may make up as much as 50% of the daily diet, the researchers noted. This includes convenience foods such as mass-produced baked breads and buns, snacks and cookies, plus those staples of modern-day childhood, chicken nuggets and fish sticks, etc. Number 4. Hydrogenated oils. You will commonly find these oils to be utilized to preserve processed foods and sustain them to be shelf-stable. Hydrogenated oils change the flexibility and structure of cell membranes throughout the body that can result in a plethora of debilitating illnesses like cancer. Several manufacturers are phasing out the use of such oils and changing them with palm oil and other safe substitutes. However, trans fats are still widely utilized in processed foods. You need to remember that these vegetable oils are extracted chemically from their source. They are treated chemically, and more chemicals are included to change the taste and smell. They are filled with unhealthy omega-6 fats, which a lot of people consume way too much. Number 5. Bread. Breads and baked goods have been categorized by environmental working groups as having potassium bromate. You see, this chemical, often known as brominated flour, accelerates the manufacturing process and helps whiten and includes bulk grain-based products and bread. That comes at a grave cost to the consumer. That's because the additive has been associated with nervous system illness and has been identified as a possible human carcinogen by different health organizations. For that reason, Brazil, Canada, the UK, and the European Union do not let potassium bromate be used. In the United States, however, the Food and Drug Administration has advised manufacturers to stop using it. However, they have yet to make this mandatory. Make sure that you look at the list of ingredients on the next bread you purchase. If it has brominated flour, then try something else. Number 6. Farmed salmon. Everyone is aware that salmon is filled with good-for-you benefits. Also, it has inflammation-taming and heart-healthy omega-3 fatty acids, as well as vitamin B and D. Farmed salmon presents polychlorinated biphenyls that have been connected to cancer in human and animal studies. It has been found that farmed salmon has 16 times the PCBs versus wild salmon and 4 times as much as beef. The amount might look scary, but there isn't any proof that PCB levels in farmed salmon are high enough to raise cancer risk. Still, it's recommended you choose wild fish when possible. That's because the levels of nutrients such as omega-3s might be greater in those fish. Number 7. Microwave popcorn. Popcorn is a ritual part of watching movies. You don't need to go to the theater to indulge in a bucket of popcorn. Simply stick a bag in the microwave and wait a minute or so for those fluffy buds to pop open. Popcorn is also low in fat and high in fiber, yet a couple of chemicals in microwave popcorn and its packaging have been linked to negative health effects, including cancer and a dangerous lung condition. The possible link between microwave popcorn and cancer isn't from the popcorn itself, but from chemicals called perfluorinated compounds, or PFCs, that are used in the bags. PFCs resist grease, making them ideal for preventing oil from seeping through the popcorn bags. The trouble with PFCs is that they break down into perfluorinated acid, or PFOA, a chemical that's suspected to cause cancer. These chemicals make their way into the popcorn when you heat them up. When you eat the popcorn, they get into your bloodstream and can remain in your body for a long time. Number 8. Refined sugar. You may already know that high sugar consumption can lead to obesity, type 2 diabetes, and metabolic syndrome. But there is also a large body of evidence that links sugar and cancer. Our immune system is designed to protect our bodies from invaders and foreign materials, as well as from any abnormal developments that occur inside of us. A strong immune system is essential to both preventing and battling cancer if it occurs. Unfortunately, sugar consumption suppresses our immune system, potentially leaving us susceptible to immune-mediated diseases like cancer. Some of the evidence linking sugar to specific cancers includes colon cancer. One study of over 35,000 U.S. residents found that sucrose consumption was linked to colon cancer. Similarly, another investigation concluded that dietary sugars, especially foods high in simple carbohydrates, boosted the risk of colon cancer. Prostate cancer. In an analysis of more than 8,000 healthy men, researchers found that eating refined carbohydrates may increase the risk of prostate cancer. While this study concluded that refined cereals and sugars boosted prostate cancer risk. Number 9. Soda. Sodas have also been at the center of the discussion for 20 years as the main cancer-causing food. They are very bad for all aspects of your health, and it's loaded with dyes, high fructose corn syrup, and a plethora of other chemicals. They also offer no nutritional value and rob your body of nutrients you gained from other foods. The chemical 4-methylamidazole, usually known as 4-MI and sometimes 4-MEI, is a byproduct of the chemical process soda companies use to create the artificial dye that gives the sodas their trademark caramel coloring. Studies linking 4-MI to cancer in mice prompted the state of California to list it as a carcinogen in the spring of 2009. Now that you're aware of the different cancer-causing foods, we hope that you start avoiding them for the sake of your health. Check the links below in the description to see some of our best health and fitness programs. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and click the notification bell so you can stay on top of our latest content. Until next time.